purging out the rest of that. See, it's straight through. That's just coming out. Okay, now let me just see if I can tear this over here one second. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is show you. This is a bottle I refilled. And look at how much I refilled it with my new method. 36, over 36. It might be leaking for all I know. I'm not really excited about this. It's supposed to be 32 max, maybe 33. An extra 3 ounces is not a big deal, but this thing is massively heavy. So what I did was using a bunch of, I don't know, how I did this was I just installed a gas relief valve. And that's just my scale there, one of them. That's another one there. This is just bleeder stuff, and that's just to stay warm, and that's just for gas. Okay, but this is the how I'm gonna tell whether these things are any good. And that's the truth test right there. And so yeah, that's partially full. What I'm trying to find out is if it makes any difference whether I need to, whether I bleed them empty completely first or not, because there's my source tank, and I'm getting different, unfortunately I got, what did I get here? I got, I just had it filled, and it was at 55.1, I think. Anyway, alright, so this is the manifold, I guess. Well, it's kind of a manifold. So this is that's the valve, the press valve that feeds into the tanks. In other words, that's a bad example. That's actually to run a generator off of a 1-pounder. So this is going to be how my tanks go in there. And I have something else over here that I'm going to use. This is another filler. And so I'm just going to pop that on there. And I just put a quick thread in there, and I watch the gauges, and then as it empties out the gas in here and here, first I close the main valve, and then it's just going to empty out the gas from here to here. Because when you get the legally refillable tanks for the Department of Traffic, you see this is some people use that as a discharge or vent, but the refillable legal ones, they're called Flame King brand, and it has a little bit of a taller neck, and it's got a little bit of a little hex hole there, a hex thread. And what you do is you just like over here. It's not hex here, but you can see that there's a thread there. There's a little hole there with the thread, and there's actually a hole in it there so that the gas can come out. You just stick a screwdriver in there, and that's your bleeder. That's the correct word. I think I didn't use it correctly. Okay, and this is probably your emergency blow off right here. So if it got really too hot, that would blow off and I guess come out through here, which probably, I don't know, you wouldn't want to be over there when that happens. But anyways, okay, so I got this light here. Okay, so there's my, is it gonna focus? No, probably not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so over here, that is the assembly. I think I get a little closer. Okay, this is where the to be filled tank is going to go, and part of my experiment here is testing to see whether it matters whether it is filled or not, because I don't have a powerful pump. I don't have any of these things, and the bleeder, wow, this is really heavy. You can really tell. That's by far the highest I've ever filled it. Now, see, the problem is there may not be any head pressure. So if there's any expansion, it could cause an explosion or a rapid rise. Anyway, enough talking. Let's see. Okay, once again, here's a better shot of that. And I can reach under here, open the main valve there. And then, as I don't think I made this clear. So these QCC POL fittings, what they do is, this one, it's got a little, just like with any quick connect, it's got a little spring-loaded piece there, and that's going to just push it. So this is a rate limiter. It's such high pressure, it doesn't really limit it that much, but it does limit it, because otherwise it'd be dumping out real quick. Okay, so that's my rate limiter. I could be more sophisticated, and I do have more sophisticated stuff, but I don't want to ruin it. because I haven't researched as to whether or not it's compatible with liquid cryogenic. You know, this rubber. I know that these hoses and the petroleum gas itself as a liquid can actually, there's different ratings. For instance, you don't want to pump it through the same type of rubber that isn't made for something like this. See, this is just a clamp. It's not meant to actually be really in contact. That's not its job, is to be in contact with the gas. So that's one example right there. And then here, this example here is this hose, which is like a 350 psi rated hose, I think. So, you know, I don't want to bore you to death. See, what I could do is I could have stuck that in there and then just bled it off and started cooking. But, or, you know, had a nice valve here. This would be really nice to do if I could do that. And I could do it if I'm going to do the hoses, the hose model. And I know that people do it because, but that doesn't prove anything to me, whether it works or not. You know, because I've seen a lot of bad ideas that people do, and it doesn't really help anything. All right, so I just totally emptied this, and as you could see before, I had it completely on that valve, on this valve here, with it open, wide open, and it was drained. So that's a 14.55 ounce can. It's got no brass cap. Okay, it's got just like that. Okay, yeah, there's not much there. Okay, that's literally it. Okay, now let's check. All right, so now that tank, that was 14.55 ounces. Now I'm going to try to fill it. Okay, so here we have our, I'm going to leave this off because otherwise it would just blow out. Just kind of like stick it on like that so that it just doesn't fall off. You know what? Maybe I should just not even bother. Anyway, okay, so, okay, now once I light these up, or open these up, I'm not lighting anything here. Pay attention, because it is easy to get hurt. You know, you get frostbite, you can get explosions, you can get all kinds of stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna open this up, put a nice little tilt in there, and okay, so check it out as I go like that. Watch this pressures. So you gotta wonder, how much is it filling up? Okay, as long as the whole the main tank is open, then you can't really go by much of anything. Oh, you can hear the liquid. Oh, weird. You could really hear that liquid in there. Okay. Alright, it seems to have stopped and leveled off. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shut that main valve. Actually, you know what? I won't. I'm going to just wait as it is. Alright, so I just took it off there without any bleeding. And I'm going to do a test, okay? Look at that, 23. So we have 36. Check this out, okay? This is one I just refilled, 36. I got to really test that one. I'm not going to bring it anywhere indoors, okay? See, so that's first pass refill. That's a first pass refill. I didn't bleed it out or anything. I used to do it by removing it and then putting a straw in there. And this is the one with, ooh, that's really heavy. Okay, 36, okay. And that's why, with me doing this thing over here, which maybe I'll show you if I can. I'm not wearing a head-mounted camera. I got 1 minute left for the whole vid. Okay, make sure that's up. And then I'm going to put this up, and keeping my hand out of the way, I'm going to just, okay. Make sure it doesn't build up too quickly. Okay, where's the valve? There it is. Okay, so now we're at 0, okay. Now, take that off so it doesn't have anything. Okay, now it opens it up, and now, okay, now it's pushing more into there. I should have let it vent off a little bit more first. Okay, so here we got 27 and a half. And you see, so that's, it's a little bit, it's worth it. Another way to do it is like this. Just give it a little bit of time. Here's the whole set. And 10. All right, that's it.